PDI, the Ham Fun Guy. It's Wednesday. It's 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Dark out already. Ooh, how fast did that happen? Hope you're doing well. Let me see. What is going on here? I got the wrong title on my video here, and I don't know why. This should be Magical Mike's Ham Fun Podcast, and it doesn't say that. Oh, that's weird. I wonder why that happened. Hey, the glitches of streaming live. You learn all kinds of new stuff as you're doing stuff like this. Anyway, this is Mike, KO4PDI. How's everybody out there? Today, we're going to talk about a bunch of different stuff. Of course, dealing with satellites, because that's my thing. If I was strictly a POTA guy, I'd be out with Julie and Vaughn on POTA Power. If I was a camping guy, I'd be out with T.O. or Mike, K8MRD. Just got his hands on a teardrop trailer. Kind of like Bob out in the HOA Ham. Bob just got one. By the way, today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Bob, out there in the west coast of Florida. He's out by Tampa. All right. How's it sound? You guys hear me all right? We got Iman in the house. Iman, welcome aboard. And we also have Roger. Roger's here. So Iman's saying, hey to everybody. Iman is up in Northern Ireland, and Roger is at the summit of Mount Dora. So, yeah, Mount Dora, Florida, that is. He's southwest of me in Central Florida. So today we're going to talk about a couple of different things. Give you a little update. Roger's giving me good audio. Good. All right. Iman confirms that it's good audio. Good. Just want to make sure I didn't forget to turn it on or, of course, somebody's talking on my radio right now. Who's this? Let me see. Oh, that's my buddy TJ. TJ's talking to, sounding good. Excellent. Good, Iman. I dressed down today. I wore a T-shirt, but I said, let me put the little AMSAT name tag on because you guys will forget who I am. Like I don't say it 1,000 times every live stream. So what are we going to talk about today? All right. If you caught the short that I just uploaded, you only got part of the story, so I'm going to give you the whole story. So this afternoon I did an ISS Pass. We had a very good ISS Pass. But right before that, before I went live, there was an RS-44 Pass. If any of you were with me yesterday, I was talking to Roger, KV4I, on the ISS, and I verified what he was using as an RIT on his 9700. And I set mine the same way, and then with a little more fine adjustment, I got it so perfect. I was hearing my voice clear as a bell, and it sounded great. So, of course, today I expect to turn the radio on and do the exact same thing. Well, I'm on RS-44, and I'm giving out my call sign. I'm not hearing my voice come back. So I start adjusting my RIT again, right? And it's not helping, and nothing's happening. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I can't believe it. Well, earlier today, I was hunting parks on the air. I did so yesterday, too. So the last place my microphone was connected to the FTDX10. On the live stream today, I showed you the switch box that I use, where I switch from the FTDX10 to the 9700 with the microphone. This same microphone I use on both radios. And I have a switch box to switch it back and forth. I had it on the FTDX10. That's why I didn't hear myself coming back on RS-44. And the minute I realized that, I hit the button, I adjusted the RIT back to where I had it yesterday, and bam, I made a contact with somebody. So I said in the short, people make mistakes. It proves I'm human. I'm not a robot. So don't beat yourself up when you make mistakes like that. Just say, oh, my God, that was a nice lesson I just learned. How not to do it that way. I don't know how many of you guys collect QSO cards. I do. I have a bureau that handles my QSO cards. Here's one I got from Italy, which you can see right through it because it's green. I got a bunch. Some of them are nice. Some of them are just plain old piece of paper with numbers on it, and like this. No, I should just cover up his call sign so you don't get on his case. This guy in Japan sent me this. I'm like, why? Why? Give me something nice like this guy. Hokkaido Island, Japan. Now that is a nice QSO card. The numbers are on the back of the detail of our contact. That was a nice QSO card. So what you do is you mail the bureau. This is another Japanese one, just plain paper. I know everybody can't do it pretty like I do it. Another one from Japan, just plain paper. Here we're getting good. This is Delta Lima 6 Lima Alpha Gulf. That's a pretty QSO card I got. So what happens is I don't get these things. Here's one from St. Petersburg, Russia. Not exactly the most beautiful QSO card I've ever gotten, but that's him. That's the guy. I got to talk to him on FT8, I believe. Yes, it was on October 15th of 2022, and I'm just getting a card. For all I know, he's dead now. You never know. This one, talk about your sunspot. That's what that is. That is also from Germany. Yeah, pretty nice, huh? I've gotten a few really cool ones. This one's okay. This one is from... Oh, this is also Germany. It's not a hole in the top. That's just green, so you can see through it. Here's another one from Japan. There you go. And here's another one from Saitama, Japan. I'm probably saying that wrong. So what I do is I send the Bureau some money every now and then, and they bunch these up and mail them to me. So I get to share them. Here's one from... most of these are from Japan. Yeah, that was Japan. That was Japan. Another plain paper one from Japan. I have gotten some really nice QSO cards. And I don't make it a point of sending out QSO cards on FT8, but if somebody mails me a self-addressed stamped envelope and tells me we had a contact, I will fill one out. I'll show you what mine look like, if I can find them. I used to have them right there. Where'd they go? Here we go. This is a picture. I shot this image in 2016. This is before they renovated Daytona International Speedway. And this is before they built the Bass Pro Shop and all this other stuff. Only thing that was there was this building here. That is that's the NASCAR headquarters in Daytona Beach. And it's shaped like the trophy. If you ever saw the trophy, that's shaped just like the trophy. I took that picture, and what I loved is they left this palm tree here. There's no other trees on the street, but looking under the bridge where it says "Welcome to Daytona Beach" right here, they left that palm tree there to give you a little something to frame out your image with. So I balanced it out with the logos on this side for Logbook of the World, ARRL, QRZ, and EQSL. What I should have done is put a Parks on the Air up there too. Yeah, yeah, it does look familiar. I think I sent you one of these with the hat. Yeah. Yeah, that's the card you get if you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. I'll fill out the back for you, and I'll put this in that envelope and mail this back to you. So it's great, because if you don't send me one, like for instance, if I get a guy on a satellite and it's the first time he's ever made a satellite contact, I will fill one of these out and just mail it like this as a postcard in the mail, put a stamp on the back and send it off on its way. And I like doing that. I like doing that for people. Yeah. So those are QSO cards. Now, I also mentioned earlier that I was going to talk a little bit about satellites. So let's jump over to the sat screen. And I have these boxes blown up large. I usually post something like this on Facebook every morning, okay? But I'm making these super large. Like here, let's look at PO101. so many more people here than was when I first started doing this. I actually detailed the information about these little boxes and what they mean a while ago. And but so many more people have joined. We're up to I don't know, 1,240 people or so. It's the channel is growing fast. So if you guys ever have questions about stuff like this, I may have done a video on it before and you can't find it, talk to me. I will help you out. I will get you the videos. But let's just look at this one right here, RS44. So this little blue, well, first of all, the green flag is telling me the last time it passed by, somebody heard somebody talking on it. So it's up and running. As opposed to this one, PO101, we don't know if somebody was on it or not, so they don't mark it as somebody on it. The name of the satellite is right here. This happens to be the Russian satellite, RS-44, which is a linear satellite. You're not going to make any contacts on this pass because look at how low it's going to be. The maximum elevation, 2.7 degrees. You're not going to get there. All right? But the information is still here. You're going to acquire the signal at this compass point, 311.46 degrees. And you're going to lose the signal at this compass point, 262.24 degrees. That's here and here, okay? And it's traveling from south to north. That's what this arrow means. Right now, it's minus 78 degrees below the horizon for me. The duration of the pass is only going to be 9 minutes. It's going to rise at 6:31:35 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to set 9 minutes later at 6:40:35 p.m. Okay, you got that? So when you're looking at these little boxes on the SAP box, when you're looking at these little boxes, that's what all this means. So the darker the orange, like this one over here for PO101, the higher in the sky the pass is going to be. When you're looking at these rings showing the path of the satellite, the edge is 0 degrees above the horizon. This first ring is 30 degrees above the horizon. This ring is 60 degrees above the horizon, and the center is 90 degrees above the horizon. So this is going to be a very high pass, very good pass to get, a maximum of 60.89 degrees. So when you're looking at these things, know that you got a ton of information here, but we're not done yet. You see these little blue binders here? If you click on that, it will open another window. Let me get another window. Let's go to this monitor here. All right, ooh, we can't see it. There, we'll do that. And this window opens up. You see this white background? These are all the passes of PO101. And this is now the 19th. That's today. You got a bunch on the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. You can print this out and keep this, and it tells you where on the horizon it's going to rise and set, how high the elevation is going to be, how long the pass is going to be, and oh yeah, it tells you how high over here. Yeah. So where is, I can't get that on the screen. Let me unlock that so I can move it. There you go. So there, now you can see the maximum elevation right there. All right. All right. So every satellite listed here, if you click on that little thing that looks like a notepad or a clipboard, it will open up all the next passes of that satellite for you, so you know where it is. So say there's a satellite you really like, AO91. I love AO91. That was the first satellite I ever made contact with, but it hasn't been on. That's what the red flag means. The yellow flag, like this UMKA1, which is AKA RS40S, has a yellow flag. That means all it got was telemetry. Now let's just see, if I click on that, it's going to load that satellite into my sat box. And you see what I mean? GMSK, you have 3 modes for that and a mode for SSTV. So there is no voice, it's all data. Okay, you can remember that? All right, there'll be a test. No, they won't. All right, so that's how you can read what all these numbers and everything mean. It looks scary, it looks intimidating. Like here in the sat box, if we look at the track window, that's this window right here. Here's the name of the satellite. These are other maps that you can click on to see where it is and what it's doing. Satellite position, the azimuth, it's 276.3 degrees on the horizon. 65, elevation is minus 65 degrees and going south. Here's the antenna position. That's telling you where my antenna is right now. Oh, sorry about that. I've been up since 3. Anyway, and then time to go, 2 hours and 21 minutes before we get acquisition of signal. That's what AOS stands for. Loss is loss of signal. That's what that means. Maximum elevations right here. The time and date. This is what time it is right now. That is accurate because that's what my computer says. That's my phone says too. So you know that. What else could I give you that you could use when you go out to play satellites? If you're using Baofangs, I highly suggest, I had a guy write to me yesterday. He used one Baofang and the Explorer 1 radio that he got from Gigaparts. That's a better way to go. Baofang's not a great radio. It's got a lot of spurless emissions, some of them. Some models do. And you don't want to take chances with that. The other thing, you don't want to be talking unless you really should use a full duplex radio or something similar to that. For the record, dual receive is not full duplex. I'm going to say that again. Dual receive is not full duplex. What do I mean by that? Put the BVFO on the Weather Channel and then talk on the AVFO. And if that Weather Channel stops while you're talking on VFO, even though you can hear on both frequencies, if you talk on A and the Weather Channel goes off, that is not full duplex. It may be full receive, dual receive, but it's not going to be full duplex. Why do you have to have full duplex? You don't have to have it. It's preferable if you do. When you're calling out CQ, well, all right, let's start from scratch. Satellite's coming up over the horizon. Here's a satellite coming up over, and I'm here. So I might hear it when it's here, but my best shot's going to be when it's up here. I'll be getting a direct line from my location up to the satellite. But in the meantime, as it's rising, there's people on the other side that are still in the footprint, and they're talking on it. You won't hear them maybe, but they still hear it. And you don't want to be stepping on them or interrupting their QSOs while you're doing that. So you want to have full duplex so you can hear your voice come back. Hello, everyone. Kilo Golf 2, Mike. Oh, man, I'm sorry, Mike. I heard you on the radio earlier. I believe it was on the ISS, and I didn't get you. Sorry about that. I heard Mike, and I said that had to be him because you said portable or mobile. I forget. But, yeah, I heard you, but I didn't put it down. Sorry. Oh, that reminds me. There's another guy. Oh, I already uploaded it to the log. I got to change the call sign. Anyway, so you don't want to have... All right, so first of all, dual receive is not full duplex. If you can do full duplex, that is the best way to go. If you can't do full duplex, be very cautious. If you're in a big pileup on an ISS pass, because that's the ones that get really busy, and you're keying the mic and talking, you don't want to be doing that because you're stepping on other people. Meanwhile, somebody's on the 450 repeater yakking up a storm. Oh, it's my buddy TJ still talking to Ben. Wow, they've been on there since I started. It wasn't you. Oh, man, I thought it was. Oh, then I don't feel bad. Whoever it was, forget it. I don't care. Oh, I thought it was you. Okay, never mind. I heard Mike. That's all I heard. And I thought it was you, and I didn't get the whole call. So good, it wasn't. I don't feel bad now. All right, so we talked about the boxes on the SAT box. We talked about information on the SAT box. Not changing the subject, but I am. It's my podcast. I do what the hell I want. I am now running a Wires X room 43677. 43677. If you go to that Wires X room, you could talk to me on my FT5D, which is right here. If you get on there, that's where it's going to come. Oh, it's shut off. Let me turn it back on and do a handshake with it. Yeah, I'm running a node at my house. And, okay. Wow, I connected to the open spot this time. I got 9 people in that. 9 servers in the room. So there it is right there. If you get on 43677 Wires X room, you will talk to me on this radio. Now, that's not the only way to get in there. You can get in there on an FCS room. If you have an open spot, you could program it to FCS 310 room 38. Don't worry, you don't have to write this down. If you forget it, go to my QRZ page. It's listed right there. Either one of those. So if you don't have a Wires X radio, you could still get on FCS 31038 and be in the Wires X room talking to me. So keep that in mind. And you're more than welcome to do it. You're more than welcome to come join me. Pretty soon, I'm going to start running a net. I'm debating if I want to do it on Tuesday nights. I might do it Tuesdays. And I might do it early, like 6 o'clock. Because, number one, actually, no, 6 o'clock on Tuesdays is so good. I go out every Tuesday night with the boys, and we have cigars and drink and hang out. Okay, so forget that. How about Thursday night? Well, for the record, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on that same room, 43677, there will be a net run by my buddy Ron, K0NRA. Can you imagine that? That's his call sign. That's what they gave him. He didn't ask for that. They gave it to him. Is it K0NRA? Let me see. K0NR. No, it's not K0. It's is it Whiskey Zero? Nope. Okay, let's just do this. Asterisk. 0 and R. Okay, it's not going. Question mark, 0 and R A. Huh. Well, that's crazy. I know it's NRA. I'll figure it out. Anyway, Ron is his name, and he's going to be running a net on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern in the 43677. I'm letting him use that room. That is replacing the Honey Badgers net of Flagler County, which was 80751 was that room. That room no longer exists. It got damaged in a lightning strike a couple of years ago, so I took it upon myself to set up this room to give the Honey Badgers a place to meet. So that's set up already. And then I want to run my own net, and I will be running my own net on 43677 or FCS 310 room 38. So write those down. Make sure you go there. If you go to my QRZ page, I'll show it to you right here. You approve the call sign. Good for you. I'm glad you do. Okay, so here's my QRZ page. And if you scroll down right here, It's called the God Bless America room. So you can go into WiresX. You can go to search and direct on a 400, a 300, a 200, an FT5D. Just go in and search KO4PDI, and you'll see KO4PDI room 6. That's the room. That's the 43677 room. And it's also connected to the FCS 310 room 38. You're more than welcome to get in there and chit-chat with me any time of the day or night. I already was talking to a guy up in Canada the other day. He's seen it on the YouTube channel. He's also seen it on QRZ. So, and on the Facebook group, I tell people about it there. So keep that in mind. And it's called the God Bless America room. America Link is no more. Nobody actually gets. That used to be the busiest freaking room on WiresX, and now it's like nothing. But I am setting this room up so you guys can use it, and feel free to get in there. The only thing I ask is don't bridge it to another repeater setup or anything without talking to me first. All right? If you want to bridge it to something near you in your neck of the woods, a network that you have friends on and everything, and you want to get them involved, that's fine, but don't do it without telling me. And don't do it during any of the nets that I'm going to be running on this, which will be on Thursday night at 8 and also other times. I have to decide on that yet so far. I still have to come up with that. So keep that in mind, all right? What else do we have for you folks today? I've been shooting my mouth off. What else you want to know about satellite passes? I had a nice conversation with Roger. I talked to him about, how could I say this in a nice, tactful way where I'm not pissing anybody off, which is next to impossible for me to do. But satellite contacts are satellite contacts. Yes, it's nice to do a POTA doing satellites. I think that's a great thing to do. Roger sent me an email today talking about how some people hear him say CQ POTA, and he's calling CQ like you do when you're on HF. CQ Parks on the Air, CQ Parks on the Air, blah, 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 blah. No, don't do that. Don't do that on satellites. You're blocking other people from getting in and even responding to you because you're talking so long. It's not like when you're on a linear satellite that you have 30,000 hertz of bandwidth to speak in. It's not like that. You have, especially on FM satellites, you got one door in, one door out. Get in, get your call sign and grid square, and get out. Also, if you're doing Parks on the Air, make sure you're in the right grid square. And when you send it up to Logbook of the World, make sure you're telling them the correct grid square, that you're not at your home QTH. You got to make another location if you're in a park that's outside of your grid square. I happen to be at Echo Lima 99. I'm in every park I go to is within Echo Lima 99, so I don't have to worry. But if you're outside your grid square, you have to say that you're outside your grid square and upload it to Logbook of the World with a new location for that. That makes sense to you? The best guy I saw explain how to do Logbook of the World locations was K8MRD Mike. He showed how to do it on his channel on one of his videos, so check that out. Ham Radio Tube. Go to his channel and look up Logbook of the World logging. That should help you out right there. What else? Oh, what else going on? Oh, I tell you all kinds of stuff. Oh. Speaking of Mike, K8MRD, he put this on his channel. And because I'm such a sycophant for K-Murderer, I jumped up on Amazon and I bought one right away. Here it is right here. This is a Mesh-tastic. Yes, we have Mesh-tastic now. And yes, Roger, I saw your revised plan for a POTA. Yes. I think it's okay to mention you're on POTA, but you got to remember, you're not, it's not like when you do HF POTA where you can constantly call CQ and people can tune you in and get to you. You don't want to do that on satellites. You're just taking up too much time. It's like, I love John, N2FYA. He's a great guy. Talked to him many, many, many times. But every now and then he jumps into a rag chew on an FM satellite. And everybody's like, hey, come on, you want to like chill for a second so the rest of us can get in and make some QSOs? You got to remember, you only got 9 minutes at best for a satellite pass, and there's a million people trying to get in there. So you got to try to be considerate that way. If you notice, and I've been doing this much, much more lately, because I never did this in the past. I was always felt excited and rushed and tried to get as many QSOs as I could, not thinking that I'm like a bull in a china shop knocking everybody else out of the way. So what I do is if I hear this guy talk to this guy, I take down both their call signs, I add them to the log, and then I call them after they're done. And I try to get this guy first and then this guy here. And this way I get them both. Now, on a linear satellite, it doesn't quite work that way because they might get off the frequency. Like one guy might be calling CQ here, and I hear him talking to another guy here. Then this other guy gets off, leaves him there. He stays on that frequency, but the other guy goes someplace else to get back and let him use the frequency to call CQ. So whichever one you're getting, whatever you do, don't hijack the frequency. Like say me and Roger are talking on RS-44. And Roger's on one frequency calling CQ constantly, and that's where he's calling. And I jump in and I make a QSO with him. It's my responsibility to get the hell out of there, get out of his way so he can stay there and continue doing it. Not call CQ on the same frequency he's on. That would be wrong. That's bad etiquette. You don't want to do that. You want to try to be as considerate as possible, yet you want to get as many QSOs as possible. All right, back to this. This is a Meshology, Meshtastic node, and I could read it and use it with my phone. Sad thing, there are no other nodes anywhere within reach of my house, so this is basically useless right now. Now, when I go to Hamcation this year or next year, everybody will have these at Hamcation, and I will be able to send text messages off grid to any of these guys through these little devices. They're cute little devices. I watched guys work on these and talk about them. Got to be for almost 2 years. They've been talking about this Meshtastic stuff, and I was just like, "What is it? Is it a radio? Is it?" Turns out it's 900 megahertz is the frequency it works on. You don't even need a license to use these. So think of the preppers that want to get these, and they'll all have them and be able to send off-grid text messages. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world around you. These will still work. It's a 3000 mAh battery in here. I leave it plugged into USB-C to keep it charged. And I can access it from my phone and put somebody's call sign in and send them a text message. If they're within range. That's the dirty little secret. If you had a bunch of these and they made up a chain of nodes going up the east coast of Florida, yeah, I could send text messages off grid to people in Jacksonville or something if there were enough of these between here and there. So as my contribution to this, I'm buying a mast-mounted solar-powered Meshtastic node that's going up on my tower. Probably do that a couple of weeks whenever it gets in. Hopefully it's a piece of cake to put together like this was. And this is a solid little thing. This ain't breaking. This is a nice little gizmo. I like this. And if I hit the button, I think I can get the screen to come on and show you what the screen looks like. It's tiny. You really don't use the screen. There we go. Meshtastic.org lights up in a window. And there's all the details. You can see it, but you really can't read it because it's so damn tiny. Can it focus? Focus. It's green too, so you can see right there. Anyway, tells you the battery power, tells you the yeah. It says it's online, 100% charged, but it's not picking anything up right now. So if I went in on my phone and looked at nodes, this is the only one I would see. But man, with 3000 mAh battery, off disconnected, this runs 24 hours, no problem. All right, so now you got that. Oh, what do we got here? As you saw, the new plan revises how to let people know about POTA, but shortens Shortens the airtime significantly. Seems like a good compromise. Receptive to additional comments. All right, yeah, so people, tell Roger what you think. Roger was doing Parks on the Air yesterday. We got him on the Parks on the Air on the ISS. And, you know, I don't know how to say it. You get excited. It happens to me. I get excited when I'm talking on there. If I'm talking on there and an astronaut comes on, man, forget it. I lose my shit. Because I'm so thrilled I got another astronaut contact. I have 9 right now. I'm hoping to get 10 before Johnny Kim and Michael Fink get back. They've been up there a while. I talked to both of them now. And they've been using the radio from time to time, which is pretty cool. All right. I think I got nothing else now. You guys got any questions? Let me know. Ask me, and I will try to respond. Roger's got a great idea. If I didn't read his email on here because I didn't ask him if I could, but I'm sure he's sent me a nice email explaining to me how he wants to revise how he does POTA. So yeah, I'll just I won't put it on the screen. I'll just read it to you. Let's see. Yeah, Roger was talking about he likes to activate the park strictly on satellites, which is pretty cool. All right, dismiss all. Get off my screen. Man, I just checked all my emails before, and I now got about 50 emails I got to go through. Ugh. Anyway, that'll give me something to do after I get off here. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, you got anything else? Anybody got any questions? Coming now or forever hold your peace? Yeah, Roger, you would have laughed your butt off at me before. I was on RS-44. Remember last night how good it was working? Yeah, it wasn't working at all today because I had the wrong radio connected to my microphone. I had my microphone on the FTDX10 instead of having it on the 9700. And I had a good laugh about that. I use Meshtastic. Also, we are building a network up here in Jacksonville. Well, Mike, I'm putting I ordered from Spec 5. It's about $250. I ordered a solar-powered Meshtastic node that's going to go up on my tower. Maybe from there we'll be able to pick up some of those things. I don't know. But I would love to get this working from here to Jacksonville. That would be great. And then going south, have it go that direction too, if everybody can get a node. I mean, these are very inexpensive. These are not expensive at all. I think I paid, what did I pay for this? Let's go to Amazon and see what I paid for this. Let's go to Amazon and look at my orders. Yeah, it would be cool. Yeah, this is a Meshology ESP32 LoRa version 4 development board and GPS unit with a 3000 mAh battery. $57 for this little gadget. Yeah, you got to put it together, but it's cake. Here, look at the page. Here's what it looks like. $57. You can get all cool colors. You can go and get purple. You want to get black. There are different prices for the different colors. Like you get 2 purple for $102. That's pretty reasonable. That's pretty, and you get $5.15 off. So that's pretty cool. I might buy 2 more of these and like give them to my friends and stuff and say, hey, put this in your house and we can talk. That would be cool, wouldn't it? We'll try it. We'll try it at some point. Anyway, yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, these are cute little gadgets. They're so simple to set up. You got to flash it. Now, the only problem I had when I went to flash mine, it turned out I had a power-only USB-C cable. There's data and power cables, and then there's just power cables. And it wouldn't work. The computer didn't see it because it wasn't a data cable. It was only a USB power cable. So I got another cable that was a data cable. I plugged that in, and bam, it popped right up. It was COM3 on my computer. When I go into the Meshology flashing software online, which you can find, it's very simple to find. I went on there. All the information is actually right here. Here is a little video. If you scroll down, this is on Amazon. Tells you here's all the instructions to build the thing. Right? This is the actual. I'm not showing you that. Hold on. This is the actual Meshology, meshtastic.org board. This is the USB-C over here, right? And here's the back of the board. And literally it sits inside this case. You put the antenna cable on, slide this in, hook the antenna cable to the board, put it in there, hook up the battery, blah, 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 and then seal it up with these little screws and nuts, and it's all set to go. And then what you do, this is the schematic of the board. Product warranty, features and specs. I think you got to go all the way to the bottom of this page. No, not that far down. Warranty, compatible devices, Arduino, Raspberry Pi. Anyway, there's a link here someplace. Here it is. Nope, that's product warranty. But you can get all the information on how to install it. I am a dummy. I figured it out. I got it to work. Most important thing, make sure your USB cable is a USB data cable, not just... And you don't have to do a scientific study to figure that out. All you got to do is plug it in. And if your computer does not see this device in a COM port, unplug it. That's not a USB data cable. That's a USB power cable. Find another I'm sure you got USB cables coming out your ears around your house. So find one that you plug in and the computer goes da-dunk, and then you look at the device manager and you see another COM port. And that's how you flash it through that COM port. All right, I think that's it, folks. That's all I got for you today. We got the Meshtastic going. I'm starting to get this working. I'm enjoying all this stuff. You can see here I purchased a variation of this. Yeah, I purchased the, let's go back one. This is the one I got, the green one. Right there. That's the one. They make it in black. And board, battery, and case, $57. If you just want a case, you could buy just a case too, $16.99 for just a case. Right there. If you just want to get a different color case, you can buy just the case. It's a 3D printed case. That's what it looks like. You got your little Meshtastic window there giving you status and your battery charge level and all the other good stuff. All right, that's it. I'm calling it. It is now, what time is it? It is 6:43. We've been on about 45 minutes. I appreciate all you guys following and liking and subscribing. And remember what I always say, don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me. If you want to contact me, ko4pdi.com. You can find everything you need to know about me, but we're afraid to ask at that website. Or you can email me at ko4pdi@1791.com. That's Kilo Oscar 4, Papa Delta India at 1791.com. But don't type in Kilo, don't KO4PDI, just at 1791.com. All right. So boys and girls, have a great night. 73 Mike, good having you here tonight. I'll let you know when the Meshtastic node gets in and I put it up on the 47-foot tower. And it's solar powered, so I never have to take it down and work on it. It just works. I can't wait. All right. That's it. Have a great night, everybody. This is KO4PDI saying 73 for now. And look for me again very, very soon. All right? And don't do anything I wouldn't do, at least not without me, all right? This is KO4PDI. I'll be clear, 73.